Why you always gotta be just like in my videos, Arnes?
You know what, Steve? You did this to yourself. You ruined this for me.
You know what? It's Morphin time!
What
Dragon Sword!
Ha!
Hacha!
No! My armor!
Victorious! You know, this seemed way more epic in my head.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Hey guys, welcome to Super Import Reviews. My name's Steve. Oh!
Yes, I have returned. And my name is Arnes.
And today we'll be going over the Bandai's Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Legacy Saba, the Talking Tiger Saber.
Yes, it talks.
So this figure has finally come to all Toys R Us everywhere, which I am super pumped about it because I haven't wanted this thing for a long time. Could have originally got an original Saba from the original release of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers line, but my wife threw a fit and I never got to actually get that figure. And now we got this to rectify that problem.
Mine. No, this is mine.
But
Steve,
mine.
This is the greatest sword ever.
Why is that?
Because it flies around, shoots lasers, it talks to me, and it summons my own personal sword. And this thing could be my new personal best friend. I love you, buddy. Perfect.
So, for the box, really love the coloring of it. Pretty much reminiscent of everything else we have gotten with the Legacy line here. Also on the front of the packaging, there's this nice gold lettering here. It really makes it eye-catching. Tells you everything you need to know about the figure that talks, lights and sounds, has some die-cast parts in it. Nice image of the White Ranger here. Tops, not much going on here. Side, more White Rangers. And then for the back of the packaging, not much else it really hasn't told you that the front of the packaging already does, but it has the story of Saba here. If you guys want to read it real quick, I'll let you. Alright, we good? Alright. And now real quick, we're going to get into some... Give it.
Yeah.
Give it back!
That's my friend!
Now we're going to give you guys a closer look at the figure, just so you guys can get a really good look at the details here. And then we'll go over why we like or don't like Saba. Alright, so bringing Saba for a closer look. Head sculpt turned out really, really good. Really do love this weather look here, even though it's not quite show accurate, because in the show the face has the same nice white pristine look that the rest of the sword here has. But on the figure, they decided to go with the more weathered appearance, just because I imagine it's to show the details off a lot better, because if this thing was white, a lot of the details on here would just be kind of lost in the overall nothingness that it would appear. For the weathering, it's just this light gray paint with a little bit darker here in the ears, but I imagine that's because there's applied a little bit more paint there. But it still looks really nice and helps to really make the details pop here. His eyes are this clear red plastic, which really look really nice on him. Kind of gives this illusion of a crystal in there and stuff, so that looks really nice. And then for the mouth here, looks pretty sweet as well. Really like the teeth on here, which you would think that this is actually articulated, but it's pretty well fixed in there, because this is part of his little gimmick, which I'll go over here in a few seconds. But just don't move this thing outside of using the gimmick, because I imagine you probably will end up breaking it, so just heads up on that one. And then for his little crown here, it's made out of die cast, which looks really nice. Really love the metallic shine here with the more gunmetal on the inside of here. And then right here is this gold metallic with this jet black paint, which looks really nice and really helps to make the face stand out even more than it already does. And then coming down the handle here, you'll notice here that there's some orbs here, which is more of this gold metallic paint. And then for the back here, you'll notice part of the buttons for the gimmick here, which to me seem a little bit big, because if you're going to be holding him like this, the buttons only really needed to be about half the size here to really work. It doesn't bother me that they're really this big, but it's just something that might have been a little bit of excess there. But the rest of it looks really nice, where you got more of this gunmetal paint here coming down the back of the handle here. And then for the rest of the handle, it's just this white plastic with some gray paint here on the inside of the handle here, which with a lot of this white, it really does help to contrast the white here to make the handle stand out really nicely. And then for the hilt here, which we're going to turn the sword right side up just so you guys can see it a little better. And then for the hilt here, this is where you have a lot of the die cast on the sword here, with all the gold bits here being all die cast. So you got some up here, right here, except for on the inside of here is a gold plastic clip, which looks really nice too. For the emblem here is die cast, and then right down here is also all die cast. And then the casing here is just this white plastic, which really looks fantastic. Also really like the weathered look that they got going on here with this gray paint over the die-cast here. Really helps make the emblem stand out a little bit, which is really nice. And then right up here, you'll notice these little plastic claws, which look pretty cool too. Help to give the blade a little bit more of a fierce look. And then coming up the blade, you notice here's a lot more of the white plastic with some gold metallic paint here for the inside of the details here. That has this kind of chipping effect here with a lot of gray paint here as well. And then for the actual blade portion of the sword, you'll notice that it's this metallic gray paint here, which this blade actually has a really nice shine to it. And then it's got more of a dull gray here with a little bit of erosion kind of look to it, which looks really nice. And then the blade has this nice sharpness effect to it, but there's literally, it's nice rounded edge, so you don't have to worry about anybody getting injured on it. Still wouldn't hit anybody with this sword because it's a very heavy sword, especially down here at the handle, which really gives this weapon kind of a realistic feel to it, but when you're holding it, it still feels like a toy, so that's something I really enjoy about this thing in general. And then for a couple of the little gimmicks here for the sword, the blade can move up and down, which I'm not actually sure why it does that. I imagine it's for when he's storing the weapon in his holster, it just retracts so it's not hanging out there. And it's an easier way of shipping the figure as well, because it's easier to ship it when it's this nice compactness than this thing being fully elongated. So it's pretty cool that that's incorporated. And then for the main attraction, what you're going to want to do is right here for the on and off switch, you're going to want to turn them on. Then when you turn them on, he starts up and roars. So to activate his roar, what you do is this button right here on the left. When you push it in, he does his roar and his eyes light up, his mouth moves, it looks really nice. And then the other side, when you push it in,
activate the tiger sword.
He says some catchphrases, which is really sweet. And then I'll run through the catchphrases real quick for you guys so you can hear all of them.
White tiger sword, tiger mode, battle ready now.
Which I actually really like that because you notice the first time his mouth just kind of moves for the first bit. But this one, he has a little break there and the mouth actually stops for a brief second and then starts going again as he keeps talking. So that's actually a really nice attention to detail in terms of overall that portion of the audio clip. And then for the rest of them.
Oh, that was most impressive. I'm having difficulty getting through to the Red Ranger. I think you need a bit more power. I'll take care of him.
Yes, you will.
Activate the tiger sword.
So there's not a whole lot of audio clips there, but it's still enough to really make me appreciate that gimmick nonetheless. And then right here on the handle, you'll notice there's two more buttons, which is for when you're holding the sword like an actual sword, you just push the button in and you get a nice whoosh for the first one. Then when you push it in again, get a nice clang. That third one time, get an even nicer clang. And this button down here literally does the exact same thing. When you push it in, it's just... So nothing too much. And then one thing I want to point out to you guys too is if you do it really quick, it just does the same whooshy sound. You have to give it a little bit of a pause to go over into the next one. So something like this. See, it keeps going. Stop. And then it moves on to the next one. So that's a weird little gimmick that's got going on. I also don't see why it really needed the two buttons here, but yeah, I'm going to run with it. And then the last gimmick, because of copyright reasons, when you hold the button on the back here, when you hold it in for a few seconds, he plays the theme song. So me personally, I love this thing. Overall, the details on it, really gorgeous. Really do actually like the weather looked on here, even though it's not very show accurate with all the weathering on here, and same with the emblems here. But it still makes it a pretty eye-catching looking piece. Love all the sound effects. Love that it talks and its mouth moves. Love the feel of it in my hands. Like this thing actually feels like a weapon. And it's just got a nice little heft to it and even extends here up here. Like it's just really sweet.
Steve, can you show me that again, how that works?
Go, let me know. The lows we have so too on this channel, I'm sorry. And what's also nice too is it still, to me, feels like a toy even with all this weight. especially since pretty much all of this is all plastic up here. So I really wouldn't go be cleaning this with other weapons or hitting people with it, because I would be afraid that this part would break. But it still, to me, would make a really nice prop for somebody, or if you go to convention stuff as the White Ranger, like, this thing is pretty much made for you. And then...
You know, copy and paste.
Man, I'm glad you had some valuable input for this video.
Well, like Steve said, I really have no complaint about this, except there's one problem I want to show you in a second that Steve didn't know about. Yeah.
Initially.
Yeah, I knew something more than Steve did. Yeah, boom! But all the way around...
Sorry.
all the way around, this thing is amazing. Just like this thing wasn't really necessary, but I see why it's in here, you know? And I'll show you the thing that I found out. Press and you hold a button.
Eventually.
No, alright, let's try this again. You press and you hold the button in the back. Yeah, there we go.
Starts playing the theme song for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Wait.
Which is the part I didn't know about initially.
We're gonna wait for this. It's gonna show up. Yeah, you see, he's moving his mouth. Oh wait, no, he's not. It's unacceptable.
Like, that would, it's... I get why it doesn't do that. It would have been sweet, though. Like, if that thing was would have... Go Power Rangers! Or like...
It would have been 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
right now,
10,
0 out of 10. Unacceptable. You know what?
No! And it is a bit pricey, coming in at $100 if you find this at Toys R Us.
Whoa, you didn't tell me this. You paid $100 for this thing?
Yeah, this thing's a hundo, buddy. No, get back here with it! But this thing is sweet. We'll make for a really awesome collector's item in the future, I believe. It just would make an awesome addition to anyone's Power Ranger collection.
So what do you guys think? Do you guys have Saba? What's your favorite Power Ranger weapon? Or would you rather have $100 in your pocket? Because I know I would.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
This thing's awesome. Please let us know in the comments below. We'll have some pictures of it on Facebook if you want to click the link in the description below. Please don't be afraid to share this video around. And if you like this, want to see more stuff like this, please give us a like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.
Bye-bye.